But anyways, he jumps out of a moving taxi, goes to the taco truck, gets his food, and somehow still gets back to the house before we do. Can you believe that?
I just hit my head on the mic.
I need some context.
That's insane, man. I can't believe that. You need some context? For
Some
what?
context.
For the statement that was just made out of nowhere.
I was kind of doing the thing where you think I've been talking and you just caught the tail end of it.
No, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
Didn't
funny.
work out.
It was
Didn't
funny.
work out. Forget I did that.
Probably the backwards way to start the podcast, but we are back. HapHazard.
Yeah, that's right. Today's Earth Day.
Right on into it.
Yeah.
What have you done for Earth Day?
Yeah, I know.
Leave in the comment below.
Lil Dicky did something for Earth Day. Did you see that song?
What
and
did he
video
do?
he made?
Oh, God.
No,
Yeah,
I
seen
didn't.
it?
No.
So he just dropped a new song called Earth, and he's got like 25 different artists on it. Like Justin
Dang.
Bieber, Ariana Grande, Halsey, tons of people. Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, like they're all on one song.
What'd they all do in the Earth video?
Well, so he made like a...
They're just animals.
I could think of one thing.
he made like an animation video, and it, like,
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a Pixar style video, but it's like a song and like brings a message. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Mm.
But yeah,
I don't know. Just don't litter. Take care of Earth.
yeah. I mean, he
Lesson.
talks about that in the video. You
Yeah.
should definitely watch the video.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Give a
But
hoot, don't
anyways,
look, you know?
Yeah.
Episode 7 of HapHazard Podcast. Thanks for everyone who has been watching, liking, subscribing. If you're not subscribed. Please be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, etc.
And we are so close to 100 subscribers. We were only at 89 last time I checked. So
Yeah.
if
Oh,
we
wow,
actually
really?
make it 90.
Yeah,
How are we not at 100 yet?
We got to
Come on.
hit 100
by
after
episode
this
10
video.
for sure.
Also, subscribe to Gary V, too.
Yeah, shout out Gary
That was
V.
the earliest shout out we've ever done for Gary V.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, I feel like just getting right into it.
Right into
today,
it. Yeah, that way if he's watching this out of
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
miracle, you know, he's like, damn, they shouted me out. Good for
So
them.
should we welcome the guest on?
I don't know. Should we?
No,
Yeah, I think we should. Today we have a very, very, very special guest.
Very special.
Very special,
Damn,
yeah.
only 6 fairies.
This girl has recently became our pretty good friend.
I met her
She has the
tonight.
curliest of curly hair. She stabs lobsters. She travels, and she comes from a NASCAR family. She is actually a granddaughter of the legend NASCAR driver Richard Petty. Everyone, please welcome Helen Moffitt.
Hey,
Helen,
welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up?
is your headset working?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
kinda
it
funny.
actually is.
All right, cool. Yeah, that one always messes up. So
Scoot in
as
a
long
little
as it's
bit.
working for you, we're all good. Glad to have you on the
Glad
set
to be
of
here,
HapHazard.
guys. You know,
So-
lifelong dream here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accomplishing it early in life.
You'll be saying that in a year when we're blown up, right?
Oh yeah,
Right?
100%. I'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was their 7th guest.
Yeah,
So
show.
lucky number 7.
that
Caleb
is-
always says that most podcasts fail at 7.
Yeah, most podcasts fail after 7, so after this episode, we'll be done.
Is
Thanks
that
for
raw-
everyone who
is that
tuned
raw
in.
data?
Yeah,
7?
Yeah,
That's what I don't know where it came from. That's
yeah,
what Caleb
it's
says.
science.
Yeah, science.
A lot of science.
Okay, Logan
statistical.
Paul. No, we're making it past 7. That's a fact. How do you like the studio besides the stuff you already made fun of off camera?
You know what? I'm actually very impressed with how fast y'all have thrown this together.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
a
we worked
budget,
really
too,
hard
with
on
a
it.
budget. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, studio on a budget. We talk about that in episode.
Just say it.
Actually,
random
every
number.
episode we talk
Every
about that.
number.
Yeah.
We're slowly improving. We got Rocky behind the camera right now, doing the second camera work again, as you see right here.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we're only gonna be adding more and more cameras, so we'll see what happens.
All right, it's time to get into it. So, Richard Petty's granddaughter.
See?
Damn,
That's
labeling her
That's
like
me.
that.
Wow.
That's you.
Yeah, I mean that. I'll be honest. The first probably month that I knew you, every time that I would refer to you, I would refer to you as Richard Petty's granddaughter.
Yeah,
It
no.
was never Helen.
She's a
Yep.
person. No, I'm kidding.
I know, right? Well,
Is
how
that?
do you think that made me feel?
Well, I feel
No,
like a
yeah.
lot of people do that, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been a thing throughout my life.
Well, for the
being
viewers who
labeled
don't
Richard
know,
Petty's.
explain who that is.
Yeah. Explain who Richard Petty is. Some people don't know.
So, for anyone who's not into NASCAR, Richard Petty is the blue car in the movie Cars that wrecks at the end. It's usually how you get little
Oh.
kids into knowing
Yeah,
who he
yeah.
is, or even just, I don't know, anyone to know who he is. You're like, oh yeah, he's the blue car on Cars.
He's basically
But besides that,
the
he's the
best.
king of NASCAR.
Yeah, he's the
So
best all
one who-
time.
Yeah, he's one of the ones who put NASCAR on the map for sure.
Yeah.
He's called the legend, right?
He's
Like-
called the king of NASCAR.
The king.
Yeah.
The king.
The king. That's his.
You,
That's his
you
name.
really did your research, man.
I did. I did. I sure did. So the king.
Yeah,
is
that's
what-
actually crazy because, like, I mean, I don't really know too much about NASCAR, but it runs all through my family, so I'm still waiting for that text back from my dad to see if he'll flip out or not. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, yeah. So what would you say to the viewers who say all that is NASCAR is just a left turn and another left turn? Like, that shit gets insane. Like, debunk that right there, that statement. 'Cause I don't even like when people say that. Because NASCAR, if you go watch it in person, it's exhilarating.
It's very exciting in person, which from someone's viewpoint who hasn't seen it in person, I definitely kind of see where they're coming from. But from someone who's grown up in the sport, my little brother races now. And it's just amazing to think that he comes out of the car drenched in sweat doing something that you feel like you do every single day on the road. You know, like you take left turns every single day you drive, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
Yeah, and I
Sometimes.
mean, he's just sitting here coming out of the car, literally drenched in sweat, like mentally drained, physically drained. It's a lot harder work than people put out to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So well, this might be a dumb question. Do the cars have AC?
no, they
No.
don't. They do have a ventilation vent on the top of the helmet.
Right.
I can
So,
relate
like-
to this because, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but, like, I just remember, like, this, like, image is stuck in my head when I was younger and my dad raced. Like, he did, like, smaller races, but in Connecticut, there's a place called Lime Rock where people raced. And I just remember, like, one time he got out and, like, his seatbelt literally cut all into his chest. Like, he was sweating. Like, it was, like, a super, super long race. And, like, I just, like, can picture him getting out of that car, like, in agony. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, like, you're strolling around with the wheel, like, chilling. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
fire suits. That has to be heavy or hot, you know, not only in the
Oh,
car,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
just, especially during the summer months, just walking around at the racetrack, black asphalt, you know,
And like, and
big
so
old fire suit on you.
yeah. So the pit crew, I mean, they're all wearing long sleeves and long pants, right?
Yeah, they're wearing fire suits too.
Yeah. So they probably get hot and tired and just like everybody else, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work that goes into it. I
Pit-
mean, they're definitely a big part of it, and they definitely get hot. And I think it's a lot worse on the driver when it comes down to the racing part of it, because the pit crew, just like, I don't know, being, I feel like second string in like football or something, like you get a break, where like the pit crew gets a break, but for 200 laps, the driver's in the car turning laps, the whole 200 laps.
Yeah.
They don't really get like a break, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
It's good.
You're good.
You're-
I can still hear.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Didn't break it. Didn't break it.
So the pit crew, like, for those who don't know, explain, like, each driver has, like, their own pit crew pretty much, right? That's
Yeah.
associated with them, and they just go into detail, because that's, like, I feel like a lot of people don't even know that aspect of racing also. It's just
well, I
like,
was
they just think
gonna
about the guy in the car, right?
I was going to ask how many people go, like, so for each NASCAR driver, how many people do they have total, like, on their team? Do you know, like, how many people total would, like, work for one driver?
I don't. I
A
didn't.
lot.
I mean,
yeah.
or, I mean, yeah, so it's like 50 or like, is it
No. It's
20
like more
or-
like closer to like 10, 15 range when it comes
Okay.
to actually like who's behind the wall and who's able to go over the wall, because only certain people are allowed over the wall.
Mhm.
So like the gas man, he has a guy on the pit crew side of the wall, on the pit box side of the wall, who hands him the gas over the wall so that he's not climbing over with all this weight on his shoulders.
Right.
So like this guy's part of the pit crew, but he's not necessarily one of the guys that goes over the wall. And there's tire guys that they roll the tires back to. There's more people than just go over the wall, but I think that only, I want to say 5 or 6 people can go over the wall while their car's
Really?
in the pit stop.
And that's where, like, the danger actually is,
Yeah.
to an extent, I guess you would say, right?
Well, that's
Well,
interesting.
You think that, but my brother broke his arm dropping his motor into his race car, just because you have to take the motor out, work on the motor, you know, and just straps break.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. So,
And your brother's 18, so when did he get into it?
he's been racing probably decided he wanted to race. I want to say 12 years old, and then he was 14 before he actually was able to get him in a
Good
car.
gracious.
So
he's basically been wanting to do it since he was a little kid.
yeah.
Runs in the family, yeah. And you said earlier that, not on the podcast, but you did a little bit of racing, but more like go-karting, right?
Yeah. So there's actually they're like little go-kart things, and you race them on like asphalt, and they're called quarter midgets. And they have a roll cage and everything. There's kids racing that. It's probably, I want to say like 4 or 5 years old out there racing. Yeah.
Well, your cousin Austin used to race go-karts, right?
Yeah, he used to race go-karts on dirt tracks and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, see, that's what I did. So
That's pretty cool, man.
after the quarter midgets, you usually work out to go-karts, and that's actually where most people start off is go-karts.
Yeah.
And then there's late models, there's limited late models, there's legend cars, there's bandoleros. They all kind of run in the same.
Well, fundamentals are fundamentals, right? Where you're going to learn, like, how to take your, like, corners and stuff, and it all starts at, like, go-karting pretty much, and that's safer than, obviously,
Right.
when you're younger.
Yeah.
You're not going to be driving a car. Yeah.
You're working your way up, basically,
Yeah.
in the racing world.
Pretty much just, like, just where you learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So why didn't you pursue it more? Why are you here?
Why am I on HapHazard?
Why are you
Great
on
question.
HapHazard? There we go. And not being a famous.
Well, no, before
I'm kidding.
before we get off this topic though,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up this picture on your Instagram, if that's cool with you.
Okay.
But I noticed that any picture I see of Richard Petty, he's wearing sunglasses. Is there a reason why he always wears sunglasses, or does he just like them?
You know what? I couldn't answer that for you.
Well, I tried finding like a reason behind it online, and like there was one, I'm not sure if it's a credible website, but I saw this one website where it said that it was like a statement. He did it for like his first couple pictures, and he was trying to make a statement. Because if you actually look at his photos on the internet, it looks like he's wearing them in a lot of pictures.
I saw
Yeah.
a picture of him with no hat though that time. You showed me it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I
If
feel-
The hat
you
and the
scroll-
shades.
I feel
then.
really
you scroll
special.
a little
Yeah.
bit farther down on my Instagram.
We'll
There's a
see
picture
some
that looks-
exclusive.
Yeah, there's a picture of us.
HapHazard exclusive coming at you
Well,
here.
big question for
It was-
me. Really big question actually.
I'm waiting on it, man. I mean,
Dude, this
sitting
Does
here waiting on it.
does the shake and bake really work in real life? Is that a thing
Oh,
from Talladega Nights?
you know, I feel like that's more of a question you'd have to ask my brother or my
Yeah.
grandfather. You know,
So
when
people
they-
don't do it. They don't talk about it.
No,
No,
I've never.
It's just
Do it.
so it's just
Say
a
it.
Hollywood.
not even as a joke.
not even as a
I mean, maybe as a joke, you know.
Oh,
So, like,
Kinda
what do you think
disappointed.
about? Are you still scrolling?
So you got
through
800
We're still
Instagram photos, huh?
There's yeah.
that? 8 what?
Yeah, we gotta go
800?
through and
Sheesh.
delete some of
No,
these
I don't know.
guys.
Apparently a lot though.
Once
It's
he
right
finds the
here.
picture, we'll post it up here.
Oh, that's
there
him.
he is.
Okay, that
That's
explains.
crazy.
When was
You don't see
that?
that a lot.
2015.
Yeah, we actually look like him, right?
Yeah.
See the family resemblance?
He's not wearing sunglasses or a hat. I don't think I've ever seen a photo of him without one or the other.
Well,
Now I
look
have.
that one now.
Recognize him.
Yep, right there. That's
Hard to
pretty cool.
recognize him.
Caleb, he has a lot more years on you, man. He knows the secrets to life. Just let him live. The sunglasses, man.
No, I mean I think it's cool. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
out
awesome.
of 13 grandchildren, I'm the only one who ended up with all the looks, like all the that look like him, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the curly hair, the dark eyes, the smile.
I thought you were gonna say the good looks.
Yeah.
No.
She said I took all the looks.
I took all the looks, like I said, yeah. Oh, I'm
You're
just
good,
gonna,
you're good, you're
yeah.
Just keep on tangling the
Tangling
wires around.
everything
It's all right. It's all
Just
right.
gonna mess everything up, guys.
I don't even. What were we talking about before? Oh yeah. So anyone else in your family, have they gone into it now, like following the family culture besides your brother or his? I guess your grandpa's footsteps.
My cousin Adam, he was the first grandchild to actually race. He died racing in 2000.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. He was 20 years old, 21 years old. I was 2.
Dang.
So bad day in our household. But he loved it. I don't think he would have wanted to go any other way.
So you travel a lot, right?
Yeah.
I can tell by your Instagram. You moved.
Did some stalking before I came. I see.
Yeah. The most impressive picture I would say, or not impressive, a picture I really like looking at.
Not impressive. Fuck that
Very
picture.
true.
No. This
He said a picture I really like looking at.
no. This picture is really
I've
awesome.
commented 3 times.
No, I don't even know if I liked
No
it.
comment back.
I'll like this photo, but this picture here. Can you explain this? Explain this. We're gonna
Yeah.
pop this on the screen.
It's cute. Might delete it later.
Just please explain.
I can't even see the picture. I'm gonna have to.
Explain this photo.
Okay.
So my parents are really big on family trips once a week or a year. Usually in the summer, a week.
Jealous.
They're a week to 2 weeks long. But once a year, my family, like my mom and dad and my brothers, we all go to on some type of trip. And this summer, my aunt and uncle were nice enough to let us use their house in Abaco, the Bahamas.
Very nice of them.
Cool.
It was, and we got to use their boat as well. And the captain actually took us to his house to eat lunch and brought out this, it's like a 3-pronged spear.
Mhm.
And so you just pretty much scuba dive down. It's not actually scuba diving. You snorkel? Snorkel, thank you, yeah. You snorkel down and just try and spear some fish and spear some lobsters. And luckily, it was my turn when I had the spear, and the captain was like, hey, come spear this lobster.
Nice.
Turns out it was like a 6-pound, 7-pound lobster.
So it was just at the bottom. Like, was there a lot of fish and other stuff down there you could have stabbed, or was it like just down there by itself?
You know, it was just a lone
One
you
moment.
know, like
Lobster.
just over by itself. No, it was with some fish.
I mean, so it was like a community of stuff going on in
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
you just stabbed a lot.
Yeah,
What do you
this-
think? This is SpongeBob's community?
Hey,
down
I mean,
there?
hey, I went snorkeling. We went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Helen was with us in Puerto Rico.
I
by the way,
was.
yeah.
Woo!
If
Puerto
you saw the
Rico.
Steve episode,
The Steve.
The Steve.
What, I was
the
if
you haven't
Steve
seen it, go
episode.
watch it.
Five? Yeah, Helen was
Longest
there with
episode
us.
yet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we didn't stab any lobsters. I think that's awesome. I've always wanted to do that. Like, one of my goals in life.
Is stabbing a
It's
lobster.
stabbing a lobster.
One of my goals in life, which his brother actually came up
big,
with this
guys.
idea, is to be able to wake up one day at your house
Oh yeah, yeah.
and just walk out
Catch
on your
some
dock
fish.
and just jump in the water, stab a lobster, and throw it on your dock, and then cook it for supper.
Yeah.
One night. Like
He's
that.
been literally saying that for years.
Yeah.
He wants to one day buy a house in Florida on the water and just walk out and stab a lobster.
Y'all's family.
And actually,
oof, they
when I
love
saw this
seafood.
first time I met you, you showed me this picture, and he was the first person I told about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, it was.
sure enough.
It was definitely. It was really funny afterwards because my brothers, they'd been trying to stab all these fishes, and it was actually the first thing that was stabbed the whole time.
You
Yeah.
showed him up real quick.
I showed him up
Yeah.
real quick, yeah. So there's like a picture because my dad was like, y'all should hold this lobster. Like, who knows if y'all are gonna be able to catch your own, or if we'll even see anymore for you to try or anything. They were like, no. So my dad, like, he wanted to hold it. He was like, well, I want my picture with the lobster. And in the background of my dad's picture, you just see my brothers like mean mugging,
Pissed.
like mad, yeah,
They
mad
were-
as
they were
hell that
mad.
they didn't catch it.
Was it good? You eat it?
Yeah, we did. My parents put it on the grill that night, actually.
Mm.
The
Wow.
captain
No way.
deheaded it
That's
or
cool.
whatever.
The one you stabbed, you ate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I stabbed, we ate for dinner.
I like.
That's cool, man. That's
Good.
I'm drinking
really
a beer.
hardcore.
I don't do this
Drinking a
often,
beer.
Cheers.
but when I do,
I don't do this often.
free brand Corona, you owe me money.
He's a liar.
I don't do this often. Like.
He's a liar, guys.
Oh my god.
Saw him downtown last weekend. He's a liar.
Called out on his own podcast.
Anyway, so
Oof.
it was really nice out today. 80 degrees, right?
trying to change the subject real fast.
Cold this morning.
He said, "That's why I'm drinking a beer. It's summer now. It's summer." Yeah, I never even ate seafood really, and like the one time I remember like when we went down to that house down towards Carolina Beach that you guys had, your family, and you guys were cooking up all the seafood.
Oh, the big pot.
Like
Yeah.
the low country
It
boil.
was a huge table,
Oh.
just like lobster everywhere, like what potatoes with it. Like I don't even know what y'all call it
Corn,
down here in the,
It's
in the
sausage,
South, but
corn.
woo, that was good, and I just
Sausage,
love
corn,
seafood ever
shrimp,
from.
crab,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oysters.
Potatoes.
Crawfish.
Scallops.
Just
Crawfish.
We had crawfish.
Crawfish
Yep.
was there, yeah.
Oysters and scallops, they're like separate.
Yeah, they're
Nah,
separate.
we throw ours.
With our
We throw ours
way,
right
yeah.
on in to the.
It'd probably be good.
To the
Probably
mix.
be good. Wait,
Let me-
mussels.
Let me know when you
It's
have
like you
that.
can throw anything
again,
in
right?
I guess you can't. There's mussels in there too. So.
And then watermelon on the side.
Yeah, that's what my family eats every
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas
really?
Eve.
Christmas Eve, low country
Wow.
I
boil.
wouldn't have expected
That's
that.
cool.
Right in our
Yeah.
garage, you know, my mom just pops up
I mean,
the
that's
table,
a good time to eat it.
Yeah.
put
But-
some.
The worst part is you gotta take a
Trash bags
shower
out there.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my hands
shower.
were like smelling for a
You
while.
gotta
Oh, the
use
secret is
lemons.
yeah, there you go.
Use
Yeah.
That's what the
lemons.
cut in half
Yeah.
lemons are for.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you
lemon.
gotta
I
use
do remember.
lemons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one reason I was here.
I actually never
Takes
knew
the-
that until last summer.
Is
Wow.
Christmas your favorite holiday because of that reason, or?
No, we eat a low country boil all the time.
every,
yeah.
every holiday.
Yeah, every time.
And
You
you're
think
right.
you're joking, but
But
And you're just like my brother. Then he eats those all the time too at his house.
yeah, they're amazing. Literally, it's my grandfather's favorite meal.
yeah?
Actually, yeah,
Really?
Cool.
yeah.
so
Makes my mom cook them all the time.
hell
It's
yeah,
good.
lobster is fire. I love lobster now and crab. But
What were you about to say, Cody?
Sometimes I'm just like trying to rant, and I'm always like so I'm like, oh fuck, I'm cutting you off. But,
No, no.
Anyways, I was gonna say, so you're not a professional race car driver yet. You're not a professional lobster catcher yet. You don't know where this is going. So what do you do now? You live here in Wilmington. You have been in North Carolina your whole life. What are you doing?
Right now I'm just in school at Cape Fear Community College. I actually went to Lenore Ryan first off.
Shout out Cape
I was
Fear.
gonna play. I was gonna
They
play.
don't fucking get a shout out. Get them out of here. Get them off this podcast.
I was gonna play soccer. Ended up not being able to play soccer. Just located my knee a few times.
Ooh.
The worst injury though. Real talk. Yeah.
Then I went home for a semester or two and just worked with my mom at Petty's Garage, and made some money. And then I was like, gotta get away from home. You know, my 19-year-old mind was ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend, actually, that's the reason I know Caleb and Hunter here. She was like, come live in Wilmington with me.
Whatever you want to.
Okay, so yeah, my friend, she was like, come live in Wilmington with me. She'd been here 2 years by that point. Straight out of high school, she moved here. And so I applied, waited like 2 weeks to tell her. I don't even know if she knows that, so like this is like gonna be a first for her hearing that. Because I wasn't sure if I was ready to move, and like, you know, just had to think some things over, and finally I decided. And I remember calling her, and she was like, oh, like I'm looking for an apartment right now. Like, it was just all really exciting. But yeah, moved it here like 2 or 3 weeks before Hurricane Florence hit. Moved back home for a month after that. And my family goes out to Wyoming every year for Christmas. So I was like, oh, I don't want to get a job, because if I get a job, I'm not going to be able to get the 2 weeks off that I need for Wyoming and Christmas. So I like waited and just chilled, made some friends, whatever. And then now that I'm back, second semester here at Cape Fear Community College, and I work at Sweet and Savory as a server.
Nice.
In case anyone ever wants to come
Serving
see me.
life.
Yeah.
Hit her up for
Really
that
good,
discount. No, I'm kidding.
I like that.
And then
atmosphere.
I'm just a Associates of Arts transfer at Cape Fear right now. I want to transfer to UNCW, go into the criminology program there.
Let's go, crim majors up in the house.
And
Woo.
then either go into either forensic scientist or law school after that.
Okay, I might have a little hookup for you for the for forensics department.
Really?
And we could tie this into when I served. You probably make hella connections serving, right? Because
Yeah.
when I was serving, and I told the one lady I was just like serving, it was her and her husband, And, like, they just ended up liking me. So, like, when they were leaving the restaurant, she, like, gave me her card because, like, we talked about I was a crim major. And she was like, oh, like, you come in for an internship. Like, I'm the head of the forensics department in Wilmington, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I still have her card now. But I never took her up on it because, like, I just really, like, wasn't passionate about, like, my major at the time. And I'm still not, but it's just like I mean, serving definitely can get you some like really good hookups.
You can meet a lot of people.
You can meet a lot of random people that you would never even expect to.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, meeting people. I feel like the more people you meet, the more advantage you have.
Yeah, and a better personality you have too. Like, if you walk up to a table miserable, hating life, you're obviously not gonna make any connections. So
Exactly.
You just gotta be like bubbly, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you're not feeling bubbly that day, just act bubbly.
Yeah.
Bubbly.
I feel
bubbly,
like
bubbly.
People say fake it till you make it. I kind of disagree with that, but in serving, I kind of feel like it's true in a way. Fake it, even if you're having a bad day.
That bread.
Happier you can see. I mean, it's just gonna bring up the mood of the people you're waiting on. I feel like I've never been a server, but I feel like that's how when I go eat at a restaurant. Yeah. If the server comes to me, you know, happy, you know, going crazy, like
going crazy,
not going crazy, but happy, you know, then obviously it makes me feel good. But when they come to the table in a sour mood, then I'm gonna be like, man, I don't know.
That's the key to serving. You gotta think about
in a sour mood.
Oh my god! Sometimes you're just in a sour mood, but that's the key to serving. You just gotta like picture if you were the person eating, and then you're the server. Like, how do you want to be treated? You know what I mean?
Definitely don't want a waiter or waitress who looks like they're feeling real blue.
Yeah, and speaking of serving, the other night we went and ate it. Might as well. Man, another shout out, but.
Did you just point?
I pointed
like they could see it.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
right
so
there,
for everybody who
right
doesn't
there.
know where this studio is, Might As Well is actually right there.
And now everybody knows what we're doing.
Now they're breaking in.
Hey, that's true. Maybe we should cut
We're
that.
gonna get swatted.
It's all good. We're moving the studio here soon. Bigger and better things.
Yeah, tomorrow. We're moving it tomorrow.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Anyways, no, it brings me to a point where I don't know if you do this or not. I was gonna ask you if you do this. So, do you write down your orders?
Depends on how big the group is.
Oh, risky.
Yeah. So what if it was a table of 7?
Oh, I definitely write them down.
Yeah.
This guy didn't write it down.
So all of your food came out wrong.
Some of our food came out wrong.
Yeah.
That's how it is, though.
See,
a lot of times when you go there.
2 to 4 people usually. It's not too much to retain, especially at least at Sweet and Savory, because if you order a pot roast, that's what you're getting. So you're not getting sides or anything. You don't have to remember that.
Right.
But with a bigger table, usually it's just more orders. People might order a burger and not want the onions and the lettuce.
Picky.
Like Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh
Who's
my
just
God.
going to scarf it
I
all
think it was
down in
Steve's
5
food,
seconds
yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Was it Steve's food that got messed up?
He is the fastest eater in the world. But
yeah, he is.
no, yeah. So, and I was gonna say, I feel like what made this guy, you know, to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, like 5 of us ordered wings, and like some of us got boneless, some got traditional, some of us got mild, like some got dry rub, he got plain. So it was like we all got wings, but they were all different. So I
So
feel
it
like
sounds
that.
like you remembered it better than
I
your
know,
sister
right?
did.
That's
got
because he's really upset.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well, yeah,
resonated with him.
Also, I feel like I'm really good at remembering stuff like short term. But yeah.
So what? He messed up, and like for me, if I'm sitting there ordering food, it kind of freaks me out if they don't write it down, because like then it makes me like have anxiety. I'm like, he's messing up my food. I'm like, just stop trying to be different and get a pen and write that shit down. Like,
yeah. Well, when he got to the last person, she was like, she didn't even want to order because she was like.
Like
you're not. She was like, "You're not going to remember this." And he was like, and then he was like, "Well, now that you said that, I'm not."
What?
But he actually messed up the order twice. He brought it was wrong. He come back with the next thing that was supposed to be right and it was wrong. But there's a lot to remember.
It is what it is.
And Might As Well, they don't write stuff down. I don't know if it's a rule, but I wouldn't remember. Shoot, I'd write it down if it was 2 people, 1 person.
Yeah.
Because I'd forget, definitely.
Yeah, when I served, I always just wrote everything down.
I still gave him the benefit of the
See,
doubt.
when I get busy at Sweet and Savory, I'll write it down.
Yeah.
But if it's not too busy, if I'm not getting set back to back, I'm like, okay, I can remember 2 orders. Like, it's not hard at all. remember just 2 orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Even
true.
if they want no onions, no tomatoes, no
Mhm.
lettuce,
Yeah.
like
Because that's just like if you're in the
That's
car
tough.
with your friends about to pull up at
Oh,
cookout,
God.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and you got to order for 4 people. I got 4 separate orders. Go ahead with the first.
They're
And you're like,
what
what do you?
Go ahead with the first.
Go ahead with the
Tell me when
first.
you're done with the first.
Is that all for this order?
Yeah.
Caleb, I didn't know you worked at Cookout. Damn.
Hey man, I've been there enough times. I know how it goes.
Yeah,
man.
true. How many times do you think you've ate at Cookout? Dude, probably at least 200.
No, I'd
Oh,
say
God.
more than that.
More.
My senior year
You've
high
been
school.
here way longer than me.
Yeah.
And in Roanoke Rapids, you have one too.
We had a cookout
Yeah.
running crack.
Oh.
Now that your eardrums are broken, or busted, no, I've went,
Broken eardrum.
my senior year, halfway through my junior year of high school and senior year, I went to cookout for lunch probably 3 or 4 days a week.
Dang.
I ate cookout for lunch. Like it was ridiculous.
What's that order you get? I know sweet tea. Obviously, all y'all Southerners. just
My
drink that.
order is chicken quesadilla
Southerners.
tray.
Y'all literally drink that like it's water, dude.
What? It
All
is
these
water. It's just got a little bit of flavor.
Yes, sweet tea is water, mostly.
What?
It's got
Yeah.
caffeine and sugar. It gets you pumped for the day, man.
Yeah.
Steve literally was so upset. He was pouting the whole time in Connecticut because he couldn't find
You
sweet
can't get
tea.
it up
Oh,
there unless
well,
you make it.
It's Steve. Let's
Yeah.
just say
Yeah.
that.
No, I like sweet tea. Don't get me wrong.
Is there
It's good.
McDonald's up there? Because
Yeah,
McDonald's always
that's
has
where he
sweet
got
tea.
it from.
I was
That's
about
where
to
he got
say.
it. Yeah.
was
You
about to say
know,
the same
world
thing.
traveler here.
World
As you put it.
All right, here's a question for y'all. Best fast food. What's best fast food?
The best fast food.
Chick-fil-A,
is-
obviously, but if you don't classify that as fast food, then
Nah, Chick-fil-A is
Arby's.
definitely fast food.
Is it in the
It's fast
Chick-fil-A?
food.
Chick-fil-A is
Yeah.
definitely fast food.
I'd say my favorite is Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's.
Zaxby's
really
is fire.
good, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zaxby's is good.
Zaxby's is
Yeah.
really good.
Oh God, I'm here. I'm with Caleb here. Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, yeah. I haven't had Zaxby's
Yeah,
in
it is the
forever.
best.
I forget
Honestly,
about
yes,
Zaxby's
Chick-fil-A
a
is
lot.
the best. That's what I was going to say.
You think Chick-fil-A is the absolute best?
Highest quality, nicest folks.
All right, what about breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast.
Breakfast only.
Breakfast for fast food?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Burger King.
Burger King.
Croissants.
What?
Really?
Yo,
Yeah,
Burger King.
croissants. The croissants are so
All right.
The
good.
croissants.
The croissants
I
are
feel
good.
like we're in
Whoa,
England
hold on,
over
hold on a
here.
second,
The
though.
croissants are just
Hold on a second.
pristine, man. They're pristine.
Hold on a second. I gotta go
my
back.
tea and biscuits.
I gotta go back on what I said a while ago. I forgot about this, and I just rediscovered the other day. Sonic, I think, is just as good as Chick-fil-A. Not the service, but the food.
Dude, there's
is
some hot
so
dogs
good
on
that
it.
it
There's certain
levels
things.
out.
It depends on what you get.
Sonic is the best.
What do I get
fast
from
food.
Sonic if I go? Because it's right next to my house. I never have went.
Hold on, what do you get? I mean,
I
what
don't-
don't you get?
All right.
Chicken
The hot dog, I
poppers.
don't
Is
get
that
the
what
hot
they're
dog.
called?
You
The-
get the chili cheese dog. You get the chili cheese tots. He said tots. Yeah. he said
Yeah.
They got a lot of
get,
stuff.
jalapeno.
Jalapeno poppers.
Don't interrupt him. He's passionate about
Chili
this.
cheese fries.
I had to step in.
Lemon berry slush.
Okay. that's not-
Chicken tender sandwich.
Well, Sonic, we have your next
Should I keep
endorser
going?
right
I was
here.
about
I know. So
Say-
far,
Hunter
Sonic
Dunlow
owes us
endorsing.
money. Might as well owes us money for Rona.
They're not even paying us. What the hell?
Oh man.
Well,
Either
that's
way.
that's our segment of reviewing fast food restaurants on HapHazard, episode 7 with Helen. On to the next topic. We are playing a game and see who can actually flip the water bottle and land it. No, we don't have to- we don't have to do that yet.
We can play that game.
I don't know. Should we?
I'll just stand still.
What do you mean? You were killing it
No,
off cam.
moving.
You-
Cody, we can play that game, man. It's
Alright.
this bottle.
We
looks-
Why am
fix
I
that
always the
water
one to
bottle
bring up
before
games that
water
no one
goes
wants to play?
everywhere.
Like this is.
Hold
this is
on,
bull.
I'll play it.
I gotta drink a
I'll
sip of
flip the
this
bottle.
first.
This man literally has it weighed out. He knows what line to get the water to make it every time.
All right,
What are we betting?
we're not betting nothing. Who can do it the most? I'm starting.
All right.
Here we go.
Lay down the law. Move your hand. Come on. I see what you're trying to do. Okay.
0.
Buddy.
I lost.
Whoa. That was so much confidence. And it was just like,
Listen. Never mind. I'm not even gonna
just
say
stick
it.
the drink in it, buddy.
All right, you know what? You go ahead then, Cody.
No, we can't skip.
No,
one of the
man, go
guys.
ahead. You got it.
All right. I have a little less water.
When
so
you're
I
sitting in the
am-
chair, it messes me up. I only throw bottles standing up. It
It's
just
all
don't
about the
count.
flick of the wrist, all right?
Oh my goodness.
Look,
You want to see something else? Look in my eyes.
No.
you'll miss this one.
What?
All right.
We look in the I'll look in
Keep
that
going.
camera eye right there. The camera eye.
Look.
That's technically right. It's on the flick of the wrist. No! That was so close.
You were watching in the screen.
Yeah.
See?
All right. I mean, you can try beating
Yeah,
that if you
Helen.
want,
All right,
but
Helen.
Okay, I'm gonna use Caleb's water.
not a good idea.
Not.
Okay.
It's not. Yours is you cheated.
All right, you get another
know
try. You
the-
get another try.
You know the whole like water thing.
Okay.
I actually don't. I've never went professional in this game.
I predict Hunter gets 2.
What if
I think
don't
Hunter's gonna kill it.
make- I
right
feel like
here.
I'm not gonna make any.
Hunter's going to get 2 right here.
I'm gonna miss it first try.
Take a deep breath. Don't be nervous.
Throws water bottle halfway across the room.
No, for real.
Get that slow mo on there, Rocky. You ready?
It's
for
not
this?
even that big a deal.
Come on, man. Go, go, go. What are you trying to do right now?
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
That's the
boys.
end of
Well,
episode 7.
I'm sorry to let the viewers down.
Sorry,
That's
guys. That's the end of HapHazard episode 7.
we are
No, I'm
done.
just playing.
Well, at least I won
Okay.
one.
Why do
game.
we suck at every game we play though? Remember the cheese ball game? That was
Yeah, the
miserable.
cheese ball game.
There's a cheese ball still on the floor.
Yeah, that's where it
Hey,
came from.
You know, it's hard to
Are you
clean up.
serious?
Welcome to the life of guys.
I don't see it.
Caleb
but-
threw it over his shoulder. Cue clip right here.
All right, I'll just put this back.
Oh. That was so close.
That was close. I think it's time to wrap this thing up. Helen, thanks so much.
That was such an
Thanks for
innocent
having me
thing.
on.
No.
Thanks for having me on, man.
No, really, Helen, thank you. I know this was your night off and you managed to come.
Could have done a million things.
I've been wanting you to be on here for a few weeks and you finally made it. So thank
If you guys are in the Wilmington area, sweet and savory, go give her a tip, eat some food there, rack up
Yeah.
the
Have
bill,
some
get some
shrimp and
alcohol.
grits,
Shrimp and grits.
which
Still
is
never
apparently
had
a very
that.
Where-
southern thing
Yeah.
that I was not aware of.
I don't know. I just haven't
All right.
had it. Maybe it's
where
not.
can they follow you at on social
plug,
media?
Fat plug right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
For all
Instagram.
the
Instagram.
creeps out there.
I don't even know my information. I mean,
You don't know
you're
your
the one who
Instagram?
looked
Oh,
up.
stop playing
I
like
think it's
that.
Come on
Helen
now. You're
underscore
gonna-
Lindsley, Lindsly.
Yep, that's what it is. Y'all heard that.
I'll
That's-
pop it up in the outro right now.
Yeah.
Give her that follow.
You can, yeah. Well, it'll be in the link. It'll be in the description on YouTube. It will be
Facts. Make sure you like this video, drop a comment, turn that post notification bell on.
There you go,
And,
Cody, with
you
a
know,
good
you gotta,
outro.
You gotta subscribe, man. You gotta subscribe.
That's the good outro,
We're
man.
killing
I like
it.
Rate
Killing the
5
game.
stars.
Yeah,
It's only
episode
5.
7.
There's no stars anymore, bro. Oh, on iTunes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
iTunes
I
and
can count on
Spotify.
2 hands how many that is.
Yeah.
iTunes.
Stars.
No, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you like that. That was messed up. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And this is episode 7, and we will see you next
right.
week.
Y'all follow before I have to cut this sentence shut.